Hi guys, Nathan here. Sorry I haven't been on in a while, it's been a bit busy, and I know you guys might want another archery video, or I hope you guys do. So I thought I'd do a quick one about a little problem I've been having, and I know a lot of instinctive archers tend to have this problem. So I thought I'd do a little video to see if we can help it. And that problem is not practicing enough with instinctive archery, and it causes a problem that I think a lot of people have but don't realise, and it's sort of sporadic practice. So what happened to me a couple of times actually, because I've not been shooting constantly, I've been picking up my bow and thought, I'll shoot a few arrows, taking the bow outside, and I've been drawing my bow, and as soon as I draw my bow, I worry about where that arrow's going. And I worry whether I'm in the right position. I worry whether I'm canting the bow too much. I worry whether I'm full draw and expanding my chest. I worry whether the arrow's going to fly and miss the target and hit something else. And all these little things all go down to doubt. And instinctive archery, because we don't have things to rely on, like gap shooters obviously can work out around about where the arrow's going to hit, and string walkers again should have an idea of where their arrow's going to hit. Sighted archers and compounders that obviously use sights have that to rely on. We don't, and when you're not used to shooting your bow, it can sometimes cause a bit of doubt into where that arrow's going, and this is what the issue comes down to for me, is this doubt of worrying where that arrow's going to go. So I took the Timber Creek Cottonmouth out. You guys haven't seen this one yet. I'll do a video on it, but this is a limited edition Bubunga one piece Bubunga. I took it out and I did some shooting out back, and I said I was worrying so much about my shots that my shots were everywhere. I wasn't even getting a group in, they were just spattered on the target, and I said it was down to this doubt. So instinctive shooting, the whole point of it is it's instinctive, and instinctive or intuitive is the other phrase for it. It means you shouldn't really be thinking. It should be just sort of a natural thing for you. It should be, you know where that arrow needs to go and it goes there. You don't need to rely on worrying about sights or distance or anything like that. The problem with that is that you need to keep the practice up, because that's what solidifies everything about that shot in your head. And thinking about things like where your anchor point is, and are you leaning too far forward, and you know, you're holding the bow right, these little things, although they're helpful when you're doing one at a time, worrying about them will just throw off your shot. So that's what was happening with me. So I mean, the point is, when you're being an instinctive archer, if you see the shot, you take the shot. And what should happen is you come up, you draw your bow, the shot's there, you release that arrow, your arms release backwards, and it just goes there. But what was happening with me, I was drawing my bow back, and then I was worrying about the little things. By the time I'd worried, I'd lost all my form. I'd lost sight of what I was aiming at, because I was looking at my bow, where was it in relation to the target? Ooh, did that look too high? Did that look not high enough? Dog. And all these little things really, really upset my archery form. So my advice, I got a couple of tips that might help for this. Well, they'll certainly help me once I get this doubt into my mind. And the first thing is chill. Don't worry about it, just chill out, ignore everything. We're going to get a big target, or we're going to go close enough to the target that we know we're not going to miss. Whether this, or even then more so, is to take the worry out of it, go somewhere where if you do miss, it doesn't matter if your arrow's missed, it'll hit grass, or there's a long layoff before they'll hit anything, so you're not going to do any damage to your gear. That's number one, taking the worry out of the shot, okay? Secondly, we're going to stop holding. At least we're going to stop holding too long. So there should be a brief pause at full draw. You should be drawing that bow, there should be a brief pause, and then you're letting go. Okay, that's the first thing. Holding too long gives you time to worry, gives you time to your muscles to start to ache and start shooting, gives you time to adjust this arm without thinking, gives time for your form to start collapsing. We don't want that. So we're going to try and release fairly quick. I'm not saying it has to be the instant you get to full draw, but a slight pause, and that's what it should be, a slight pause, not a hold, okay? Then we're going to worry about our release. Now our release should always be backwards, always releasing backwards. Whether you release backwards up to here, you release backwards into the air like some flamboyant archers do, or whether like me you just release to that shoulder and you've got a small distance for your hand to move. Without that release movement, you got a static release, and a static release is no good, because that means that your back tension isn't equally distributed, or that you don't have any back tension. You're drawn with your arms. Think of it as pulling your arms apart. If you're pulling your arms apart and only one moved, it doesn't make much sense, because it means that you're pulling with one arm and locking the other one, which I mean, you can see how awkward that looks. It just doesn't look right. It should be equal back tension, and you know you can do it, because it's like pulling your arms apart like this, and they both should go. And what you'll feel is, actually, if you do this, it's a great way of testing where your release can go to, because mine goes back there, which is where I use. Another thing is that front arm. Now when we take this shot, we're going to shoot 4 or 5, maybe 6 arrows. We're not going to worry about where they go, but we're not going to look after the shot. And this is a problem that I really had, and you see a lot of archers. You get this, what I call arm drop and look. So ideally you draw your bow, you release it, and everyone does this. When they're showing how you shoot a bow, everything stays still afterwards and you pose. Archers are posers. Shoot your arrow, pose. Right? The problem some people find is this release and look, and it almost look like a meerkat. You see a lot of newbies do it. So they draw back, and then where's that arrow gone? Draw back, and where's that arrow gone? And this bow arm comes down, the head goes up, and when you think about that, as soon as that arrow's gone, before it's even left the bow's moving. So that arrow might drop in flight. You're interfering with that. Not only that, but your form goes as, rather than keeping all your back muscles and all your stomach muscles tense, giving you a solid foundation, you're releasing and you're arching your back, sticking your belly out, you're throwing your form off there. Not only that, but that tends to get a habit then. You'll see people do it over and over again. I'd never try and focus on doing that. Once you've released the arrow, it's going to go where it goes, whether you stare at it or not. You might as well wait 2 minutes, walk down and have a proper look at it, rather than trying to look out for it in flight. Other things, I mean, you see people, especially more horseback and Japanese archers, flick the wrist forward when they release. And supposedly you see things about how this can give you extra feet per second in arrow speed, and how, you know, it's a much better form, and I don't necessarily think that might be true. I mean, the thing is, if you're thinking of pushing that bow hand forward and flicking the wrist, and you'll see it, and I mean, I'll exaggerate it with this arrow, so you're pulling it back and then it flicks down, you end up pointing almost with your bow. And the reason that that might actually cause faster arrow speeds is the fact that you're putting more back tension into it. Because you're thinking about flicking this wrist forward, you're pointing this arm through the target, it's stable as long, but your draw length's going to get bigger, because you're going to want to kick it out afterwards. You're going to be expanded, right? It could just be that actually that's almost a way of helping form. The problem with that is, if you imagine your arrow rest here, it's ever so slightly curved. By flicking that forward, again, there might be some sort of action on the arrow. So I don't particularly like, I've never been able to get used to it, and although there are some archers that swear by it, it's not the thing for me. Whether it is for you is something to think about, but I don't do that, especially when I'm trying to practice instinctive archery. Everything after that shot should be stable. Okay? We don't want any adjusting in at full draw. We've talked a little bit about that, and I mean, the main thing is we're going to shoot a couple of arrows and then we'll go and worry about them afterwards. And what you'll find is, by sort of not worrying, relaxing and taking your time with your shots will get better. You know, I was shooting earlier on, and the arrows were everywhere. And by the time I just gone, you know, just relax, just shoot and just enjoy it, and you know, don't worry about it. All of a sudden, my arrows were all dead center. So it's something to think about, and this can come across to you hunting guys as well. When you are in a, I don't know, in a tree stand, and you do get that target coming towards you, and you know you got to make that shot. That shot is the shot that counts. Relax about it. Worrying about things just cocks up your shot. If the shot's there, take it. If it's not, then come down. There'll be another shot. You know, it's not the be all and end all, and it's better to come down off a shabby shot, especially one you're shaking, your arrow falls off the rest, you know, you're not loading it properly, and it doesn't, and this is the thing, it doesn't feel right. Then don't take that shot. That shot's just going to be useless. If you're hunting, you're going to cause some damage to something, and it might end up not being a clean kill, and you don't want that. You don't want that on your conscience, let alone anything else. And the same in competitions with you guys that do target archery that watch me. You know, if you're going to miss a shot, then it's gone. That shot's gone. There's no point worrying about it. But if you're going to worry about a shot and worry about the next shot, then you're just setting yourself up to fail. It's better to go, oh well, that one's gone, and just relax about it and just try and enjoy the rest of them, than panicking about them and end up with loads of shabby shooting. So that's my overall advice: is you want to be practicing as an instinctive archer as much as you can, even if it's an hour every night, even if it's 10 minutes every night, because you need to make sure that everything comes naturally to you. And the second thing, to all archers, well, practice comes to all of you as well, but the main thing is to relax. If you're making shabby shots, get someone to check your form, work on things one at a time, never try to work on multiple problems, and just relax with it. You know, archery is meant to be fun. There's no point beating yourself up about it and getting in a strop and deciding you never want to shoot again because you worked yourself up. So that's my advice, guys. Any comments about any videos you guys want me to do, let me know. Hopefully I should be having more videos out soon. I know it's been a bit slow. I've got an arrow making video that should be coming out soon that I did at Christmas and haven't got around to doing, so it's like 6 months late. So yeah, shoot straight, guys, enjoy yourself and relax. I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.